This video is going to cover Chapter 4, Section 3, Solving Real-World Problems Algebraically. We'll look at a couple examples. Number 1 says Amy had X dollars. After Sam gave her $27, she had $139. How much money did she have initially? There's a couple ways you can do this. Sometimes drawing a picture helps. And if we draw a bar model here, if Amy started with X dollars and Sam gave her 27, so I know we're adding some of that on here. So then Sam gave her $27. Now she has 139. So you can see from this picture, if this whole bar is $139 and this small piece here is 27, if I take that 27 off, it's going to leave me only with X. So this is going to be 139 minus 27, which gives me 112. Okay, so there's a picture of how this works and why, but let's solve it algebraically. Amy starts with X dollars. We're always going to have something unknown. And then again, we use that word gave, telling us that we're going to be adding $27. So you have to be a detective and look for those things. If it said Sam borrowed $27, then that would be minus. Or if Amy gave half of her money, that would be divided by 2. Those kind of things. So after she added $27 to it, she had $139. Okay, so there's our equation. And you can see where this stuff came from. Basically, the important thing here is to get the right operation. She gave her $27, so that's adding. I'm going to subtract 27 from both sides. Just my normal solving equations methods. And I get X equals 112. Okay, and you can check this answer again by plugging the 112 in there. If it says 112 plus 27 equals 139, I see that it's balanced. Both sides equal 139. Okay, let's take a look at one that's a little bit different. Here's one. This looks more like something you would see in a geometry class, but often you use a lot of algebra in geometry. So let's look at this. It's very simple. It says find the length of the sides of the triangle ABC if its perimeter is 33 inches. Well, first things first, you have to know the vocabulary here. Perimeter means when I add all the sides together. So just with that information, I'm going to build an expression that represents the perimeter. So I'm going to start here with 2x. And perimeter is adding all the sides. So I'm going to add this side BC, 2 times the quantity x plus 3, and then the third side, which is 3 times the quantity x plus 2. Okay, I'm going to simplify this before I make it into an equation. So we know we need to expand. 2 times x is 2x, and 2 times 3 is 6. And then I expand this one as well. 3 times x is 3x. 3 times 2 is 6. Okay, and just like we always would, we're going to combine like terms. So I can see that I have 3 terms here that all have an x in them. So I'm going to combine these. 2x and 2x is 4x, plus 3 more. That's 7x. Combine the 6's. So that's plus 12. And now there's an expression representing the perimeter of this triangle. I just added all the sides together, combined like terms. And I know that according to my story up here, that perimeter is supposed to be 33 inches. So that's where I get my equation. I know when I add those three sides together, they should come out to be 33. And I solve like normal. Subtract 12 from both sides, I get 7x equals 21. Divide both sides by 7. 7. And I get x equals 3. Now we have to be careful here because they didn't ask me to solve for x, but that's definitely something I needed to do before I could do what they asked me to, which was to find the side lengths. So now that I know what x is, I can go ahead back into these expressions here for each side and plug in the 3 where the x used to be. So that's going to give me side AB is 2 times 3 or 6. Now let's do side BC. Side BC, I'm just going to take the 3 again and plug it in up here in this expression. So it becomes 2 times the quantity 3 plus 3. 3 plus 3 is 6. Times 2 gives me 12. And then the final one here, side CA. I'm going to put the 3 in here as well. So it's 3 times the quantity 3 plus 2. And that's 3 times 5, which gives me which gives me 15. I wrote a 10. Gives me 15. And then when you multiply, or when you add these together, 15 plus 12 is 27, and 27 plus 6 gives me 33. So that's a good way to check your answer. And I've got what they asked me for here. So be sure to look for the important vocabulary, like perimeter, and then find the question they're asking you. Make sure that you answer what they're asking. Sometimes you have to answer other questions to get there, but don't stop until you're to the end.